Hello friends, good evening. Today I am coming up with the focus on Odoo tips and tricks with financial report. The case which I am going to cover is about multi-company transaction where intercompany, you know, customer invoices and vendor bills are taking place. And the accountant and financial, leaders inside an organization wanted to see how we can omit or we can exclude those intercompany transactions from our profit and loss, balance sheet, and other reports. Because in Odoo, when we are doing any transaction between companies, we enable intercompany transaction where one invoice will create a bill in another company, and likewise, one uh, you know billing and invoice will create the multiple receivable and payable entries and also register income and expense entries in all the way. So the simple trick which I would like to explore via configuration with the journals and some more configuration. So let's start. So here I am into company one where I already created journals. Like these are my sales and purchase journals which are registering regular transactions. But here intercompany sales and intercompany purchase, I have created separate journal with the same income account, but the naming are different, the prefix are different because I want to exclude this particular journal from my report. That's the purpose. But how we can achieve that? So let's see. The first thing is if I am creating any invoice in the name of company 2, you can see the journal should be intercompany sales. For any regular customer, it should be sales. So over here, if I am preparing any customer invoice in the name of company 2 from company 1, it should select intercompany sales always. So to achieve this first step, we would like to configure the automation. So let's jump into that and configure those automations. So I'm jumping into the studio and writing my automation. So intercompany sales, where I would like to trigger on create and I would like to give a domain like my journal type should equal to sales, as well as the partner should be either company 1 or company 2. So it will, vice versa, give this automation to my another company also. And in the action, like update my journal, and I would like to update the record where my journal should be intercompany sales. So this is now done for my sales transaction. Similar way, what I need to do is I need to create the same way for vendor bills. So over here, I will say the journal type should be purchase again for both the company and update journal to intercompany purchase. So this is now the automation which we have write it down. So this is the very first setting. So if I am creating any new invoice in the name of company 2 and I save, it will automatically change my journal. So this automation is safeguarded. Likewise, if I am going into bill and creating any bill and save, it will change my journal to intercompany purchase. The same way, once I create the invoice or bill, it will create a counterpart copy in company 2. So in company 2, you can see the company 1 invoices are there where I again need to change my journal. So what I have to do is I have to configure the journal again inside my company 2. So I'm going into company 2 and create new journal intercompany sales, type is sales, and then I see company 2 sales. Same way, enter company purchase, type is purchase, I see 2P, and using the same account. And over here, now I need to check with my automation rules over here, where I have to write the automation rule when type is sales, and then update journal, and then I would like to set intercompany sales as my journal, and in purchase I would like to set my journal to intercompany purchase. So now the rules are set. Now if I switch to my company 1 and I check my automation rules, okay, so I have to set different rules for different company, because now you can see it has updated my existing rule and now it is blank. So let me arrange that also. So I am specifically managing my rule when I am into, let's say company 1 and trying to, set an automation. So in company 1 automation, what I will do, like I will update the domain. If the company 2 is there, or if you have multi-company, then you have to specify your domain and then update the sales journal like this, intercompany sales company 1. So I'm writing this company 1, and over here I'm removing company 1 and updating my journal to purchase. So this part is done. Now I am switching to company 2 and going again into automation. I do have 2 existing rules, but I will duplicate it because everything is remains same, but I would like to write it to in favor of now company 1, and then update journal to intercompany sales. Same way I will duplicate this and then write it for company 1 and then intercompany purchase. So now I have 4 different rules which are all set in vice versa any company. If I am in company 2 and prepare any invoice, and if that invoice belongs to company 1, I save, it will automatically convert into intercompany sales. So let me register one transaction over here for 1000, and I am confirming this sales, and I am switching into company 1. Let's say I'm going into bills. So we can see the company 2 bills are here. So I'm just disabling the company 2. So company 2 bills are here now. Likewise, we can see all the bills are here. Okay, this is recently created, whereby intercompany purchase is automatically set. You can see 5:38 p.m. So everything is done over here with my intercompany transaction. I can confirm the bill and I can, do all my transactions like this. So company 1 will create bill in the name of company 1. Likewise, in customer invoice also, we have sales register under company 2. So if I'm making any particular invoice in favor of company 2, it will create a counterpart entry also. Okay, so this is how now if I switch my company to company 2, I will see the vendor bills, and automatically set off my journal because of automation rules. So now with this automation, your journals are safeguarded, your reports are separate. Now let's jump into the report. So when you go into any profit and loss report, you will see all the local sales and operating expense in one report in profit and loss. If I switch to company one, it will also register all the sales and operating expense in one. Now I would like to omit this journal, or I would like to remove this journal. So here, if you go and manually select all this journal and don't select this, then you will get a report. But how to again, give it a trick to quickly generate this report very easily. So in configuration, we will create multi-ledger concept where I will write like intercompany journal removal, and then I would like to exclude my journals from here. I will select this journal for company 1. Likewise, I will go to company 2 and create intercompany removal, and again I will exclude those specific journals which are meant for intercompany. And then if I go and run my balance sheet, it will by default come with intercompany removal of journal. If I deselect, it will select and create and show me all the transactions. Likewise, if I switch to company 1, it will by default come with this particular multi-ledger creation where you can see the receivables, payables, and all. Now if you go to P&L account, it will again have by default selection of this, and you can see only the transaction which are registered over here. If you go to company 2, you will only see the transaction which are created in regular invoice, regular customer, by omitting this. Okay, so this is how now you can see all these journals are selected and these two journals are excluded from our report. So this is how now if you want to see entire transaction, you can just disable that and your entire balance sheet or profit and loss account will show you entire summary for entire business. But if the accountant wish to see only the retail or wholesale counter without intercompany, they can just select this and they can see a clean report by omitting all the intercompany transactions from the report. So hope this particular trick and tips for using the automation, using the separate journal, and using this multi-ledger, you can generate your own report within Odoo with multi-company by removing the intercompany transactions. Thank you guys. If you have any question or would like to set up such things or tricky things with us, please do contact me via YouTube channel or LinkedIn. Good day.